a suspected terror attack in central Jerusalem just hours before the start of Memorial Day commemorations in Israel. A car ramming into several people at the popular Machaneh Yehuda market. The suspected terrorist has been neutralized. For more, our correspondent Guy Azrael is here in studio. And Guy, this car ramming attack happening just a short while ago in central Jerusalem. What details are confirmed?
Right, we're talking about an event that took place just 40 minutes ago at 4:20 local time. We know that now this car, black car, was driving by a Palestinian residents of East Jerusalem in a very busy street in Jerusalem, Agrippas. That is the street that leads to the Machaneh Yehuda market, very buzzing at this time of the day, especially as we gear up for the Israel Remembrance Day and Independence Day. He goes through a red light and rams into 5 Israelis. We can report that one of them is seriously injured. Another woman in her 30s is moderately injured, and 3 other Israelis in light condition. The moment that this ramming attack takes place, the street is very crowded. A civilian who was there at the scene saw the events unfold, saw this terrible situation, those people who are injured there. He spots the car. He understands that this is a terror attack. This is no normal car accident of some sort. He pulls out his gun. He's got a gun with a license. He shoots that driver that we know now is a Palestinian resident of East Jerusalem who also holds an Israeli ID. And thanks to the quick reaction of this civilian on the street, more injuries were prevented.
We are looking at live images on our screen right now out of Jerusalem. The situation is unfolding right now. We are bringing you live updates as they emerge. Guy Azrael will stay with me, bringing us the latest details. We are going to be going to our defense correspondent, Jonathan Regev, in Jerusalem. Jonathan, what update have you got? The situation unfolding. What can you tell us?
Yes, the situation unfolding, and I can tell you that I'm in Jerusalem heading to the Western Wall, to the ceremony which begins there in 3 hours. The ceremony which begins Memorial Day. Many of the city's main streets, especially in the center of the city, are blocked. A lot of police presence. There's a lot of police presence as it is, but when you add this kind of incident to the equation, of course, much more police presence all over the city. A lot of streets are blocked. The light railway passing through Jaffa Street, which is the main street of Jerusalem, that is closed as well. This is happening in a street which connects the Agrippa Street and Jaffa Street, being 2 main thoroughfares in Jerusalem, with the Machaneh Yehuda market right in between. This is the situation now. A lot of tension in Jerusalem, and just like previous car ramming attacks and shooting attacks here in the city, these were carried out by residents of East Jerusalem, which we have to remember, they carry what we call here a blue ID, an Israeli ID, and have the ability to move all over the city and all over the country.
We understand that the suspected terrorist has been neutralized. Jonathan, give us an idea of any kind of searches that might be underway for any accomplices, people who may have been helping him carry out this attack.
Of course, there's always a question of whether this man acted by himself or was there anyone else involved. As it seems, judging by what we know so far, it seems as if this is what is described here as a lone wolf attack. You do not need much to carry out that attack. Take a knife from the kitchen or take your car and hit the first Israeli you see. It seems as if this attack corresponds to that specific kind. Of course, this happened, 45 minutes ago, so still investigation is underway, but it seems as if this terrorist was acting by himself.
Defense correspondent Jonathan Regev in Jerusalem. We will be coming back to Jonathan for more updates during our coverage. Right now, we want to find out more from the scene. Paramedics have treated several people. For more, we now bring in Raphael Posch. He is the international media spokesperson for the United Hatzalah Emergency Services. And Raphael, several people injured at this busy market in central Jerusalem. What are your teams saying? What can you tell us?
Our teams, we actually had two people who were very close by to where the car incident took place. And they heard the screams of the people on the street and ran over to start providing assistance. They were there within less than 30 or 40 seconds even, began treating 5 injured people, 2 of them in serious condition, 1 in moderate condition, and 2 in light condition. Of course, there were a lot of other people who were saw what happened, witnessed what happened, suffered secondary injuries trying to run from the scene, as well as psychological and emotional stress. So in most of these scenes, we invited our psychotrauma crisis response unit to arrive and participate and treat people, provide psychological first aid, as well as the medical first aid that was taking place on the scene.
And Raphael, given what is happening in the country this week in terms of Memorial Day commemorations set to start in the coming hours, and then days later, Yom Ha'atzmaut celebrations, give us an idea of the size of teams you have out and about, particularly in Jerusalem at this juncture.
Well, all of our volunteers, we have 6,500 volunteers across the country. All of our volunteers are ready at a moment's notice. Whenever they get the alert of a medical emergency taking place, they drop whatever they're doing and rush to respond to any medical emergency, whatever it happens to be, whether it's a person choking or suffering shortness of breath or just feeling ill and needing to get to the hospital, or of course things more major such as this. Like I said, we had a large number of volunteers. It's the center of the city where this took place. So we had a large number of volunteers who arrived very quickly at the scene, began treating people and transporting them. We had a number of ambulances on scene to start transporting the victims as quickly as possible to the hospital, get them out of harm's way, and get them the treatment they needed. So throughout the holidays, we're going to be on call as usual, whether we're vacationing or whether we're going about our daily business, to respond at a moment's notice. And of course, with heightened tension comes a heightened increase of awareness. So our volunteers are at the ready. Most are carrying their bulletproof vests and helmets with them if they have them, to be able to respond to incidents such as these if needed.
Thank you so much. And of course, as always, to the volunteers racing to the scenes of incidents like this, saving lives. Raphael Posch, international media spokesperson for United Hatzalah Emergency Services. Thank you so much for speaking to us right now.